Okay, let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive, but maybe a bit different. Not the content itself, but the gear that pushes it around.
That's right. We're looking at high-end AV distribution, specifically this WolfPack 4K 60 Hz 1x4 HDMI splitter from HDTV Supply.
Right.
And our mission really is to get past just the list of specs and figure out, what features like auto scaling actually mean for you, how this helps you run, say, a multi-screen setup without pulling your hair out over compatibility issues.
Yeah, those can be a nightmare. So the basics first. It takes one HDMI in.
One HDMI source and splits it perfectly to either two or, in this model's case, four HDMI outputs simultaneously. And it's built for demanding signals. We're talking up to 4K resolution at 60 Hz, 18 Gbps bandwidth. It's pretty robust.
And crucially for high-end stuff today, there's the security aspect. HDCP 2.2 compliant.
Oh, absolutely. That's non-negotiable for premium 4K. Like, if you want to stream protected content from major services or disks,
You need that digital handshake.
exactly. If that handshake fails, boom, black screen, no signal.
And this splitter handles that properly.
It does. And beyond just compliance, it passes through all the advanced video formats too. HDR, HDR10 plus Coda, even Dolby Vision. So it's not just splitting, it's making sure all that rich color data and the security keys get to every connected screen intact.
Okay, let's get into the first big problem solver feature you mentioned. The resolution puzzle, that output resolution auto-scaling.
Right.
This sounds like it tackles that classic AV headache where you have maybe a new 4K TV and an older 1080p display hooked up to the same source.
Exactly. That's probably the most common frustration in mixed setups. Usually the source device gets confused or the whole system just defaults down to the lowest resolution, 1080p in your example.
So your fancy 4K TV isn't getting a 4K signal anymore.
Correct. This auto-scaling feature is designed specifically to, as they put it, fix different display resolutions. So if your source is putting out 4K, this splitter makes sure the 4K screen gets the full 4K signal. But at the same time, it intelligently scales the signal down to 1080p for the 1080p screen.
So each display gets the best signal it can handle, automatically.
Precisely. No need for extra scaler boxes, no system-wide downgrade. It just works it out.
Okay, that seems really useful. Almost solves everything. But then I see it has manual DIP switches for EDID management. If the auto-scaling is so smart, why would you need manual EDID controls?
Yeah, that's a good question. Because even smart tech sometimes needs a little guidance, especially in complex setups. EDID, that's extended display identification data, is basically the behind-the-scenes chat between your source, like a Blu-ray player, and your display. The display says, hey, I can handle these resolutions, these audio formats.
Okay.
But sometimes, with multiple displays, maybe different cable lengths, that conversation can get garbled. Or one display sends confusing info, and that can lead to signal drops or weird compatibility glitches that aren't strictly about resolution mismatch.
So the EDID switches let you, force the issue, tell the source device, ignore the chat, just use this profile.
You got it. It lets you lock in a specific known good EDID profile, like maybe force it to think it's connected to a standard 1080p stereo display or a 4K Dolby Atmos setup, whatever works reliably.
It's like a fallback plan.
Exactly. It's your insurance policy against those really obscure, hard-to-diagnose handshake problems.
Makes sense. Beyond those big technical features, there are some nice usability touches too. Plug and play, no drivers.
Yeah, a simple setup. And that physical on-off power switch, surprisingly handy sometimes for a quick reset without unplugging everything.
Definitely. And I see it supports audio de-embedding, a 3.5mm output.
That's pretty useful if you want to send the audio separately to, say, an analog amplifier or a different sound system while the video goes to the displays via HDMI.
And it doesn't mess with the audio quality passing through HDMI either. Supports the good stuff.
Nope, it handles high-end formats like Dolby True HD, DTS HD, Master Audio, so your audio stream isn't getting bottlenecked by the splitter.
Good to know. And the hardware comes from HDTV Supply. They own the WolfPack trademark, right? Around a while.
Yeah, over 20 years. They specialize in this kind of AV gear, so there's some confidence there. It's not just a generic box.
So, okay, wrapping this up. What's the big takeaway here?
Well, I think it means this isn't just a simple signal duplicator. It's more like an intelligent signal manager. It's actively handling security, sorting out resolution conflicts, managing device communication, all to make sure your different screens actually, work together properly without you needing to be an AV engineer.
Right. It takes some of that complexity off your plate. Okay, final thought then, connecting this to the bigger picture. Even with a clever splitter like this, there's always the challenge of distance.
Always.
The specs mentioned live at something like 32 feet for the highest quality 4K 60 hertz signals over standard copper HDMI cables.
That's a typical limitation. Bandwidth drops off fast over longer copper runs.
So here's the thing to mull over. If you have this great splitter managing signals perfectly, but your layout needs you to run cables, say 60, 80, maybe 100 feet, what then? How does that physical distance limitation suddenly impact your plans and potentially your budget, forcing you into maybe fiber optic cables or signal boosters, even when the splitter itself is doing its job perfectly? That's often the next hurdle in a large-scale setup.
Yeah, that's where system design gets really interesting.